An American man with polio who was fortunate to survive with the help of a special breathing machine for more than 70 years has passed away from COVID-19. Paul Alexander, also known by the nickname Polio Paul, was born in 1946 in Dallas, Texas, USA. In the summer of 1952, a polio epidemic broke out across the United States and 6-year-old Paul was one of the victims. Paul was infected with polio, and in less than a week, this healthy and active boy's life changed completely. Paul could not speak, could not swallow, and suffered from respiratory failure due to the polio virus. To maintain Paul's life, doctors had to perform a tracheotomy on this boy, then put Paul inside a machine called an iron lung. Initially, doctors only sought to maintain Paul's life, but no one expected that this boy could live so long. Even though he could only move his head, Paul could still draw pictures, and his mother taught him how to read. He even graduated and received a bachelor's degree in law from the University of Texas. Unable to write, Paul studied by reading and memorizing the content. After graduating from university, Paul also established his own law office. After more than 70 years with the iron lung, Paul passed away on March 11th. However, his family and relatives only announced this information today. Relatives said Paul was infected with COVID-19 last month, and after a month of treatment, he did not survive. Paul lived to be 78 years old, an age that even the most optimistic doctors could not have imagined he could reach when they placed him inside the iron cage more than 70 years ago. I am extremely grateful to those who donated and raised funds to support my brother. That money helped him live out his final years in comfort and was used to pay for his funeral during this difficult point. Philip Alexander, Paul's younger brother, shared. Despite many limitations, he lived a full life. Hopefully he will be an endless source of inspiration for everyone to follow and always remember him, Mr. Philip added. In March last year, Guinness World Records recognized Paul Alexander as the patient who lived the longest in the iron lung. Paul Alexander's death has made many people sad, as he has long been a shining example of the will to overcome fate to rise up. He survived the polio epidemic and the COVID pandemic, but ultimately passed away at a time when it seemed that COVID had completely disappeared.